Suddenly, the enemy ships appeared again, closer and faster than before. Alarms screamed through the palace. The queen made her decision. We will use the crystal. We will protect Zira, no matter the cost. Jake activated the crystal. A brilliant shield spread from the planet's surface, shining like a giant bubble in space. Enemy weapons bounced off harmlessly. The people of Zira cheered. Their home was safe, for now. But deep inside, the queen wondered, how long could they keep this shield up? And what would happen when the crystal's power ran out? The battle had ended. Zira's skies were calm again, but the scars of war still showed. The queen stood with her daughter and Captain Jake on the palace balcony, looking out at their world. The crystal's power had saved Zira, but the queen knew peace was fragile. The galaxy was still full of danger. She looked at Jake, the human who had changed everything. We owe you more than words, the queen said softly. You came from a distant world and helped us when we needed it most. Jake smiled. I came because I believe in hope and friendship. Humans do not want war, but we will fight to protect those we care about. The queen's daughter stepped forward. We must build a new future. Together. Not just for Zira, but for all who want peace. The queen nodded. Then let this be the beginning of a new alliance between Zira, Earth, and all who stand for freedom. The court gathered, united in hope, the human and the alien, side by side. But far beyond Zira's stars, new eyes watched. The enemy was not defeated, only waiting. The queen's voice echoed in the quiet night. We will be ready. The story of the lost daughter, the human ally, and the queen's strength was only just beginning. The vast stars shone dimly over the great alien planet called Zira. At the heart of Zira's shining crystal palace, the alien queen sat alone in her dark chamber. Her eyes were heavy with sadness. The great queen mourned deeply. Her only daughter, her pride and joy, was gone. Taken by enemy forces many years ago, the young princess had vanished without a trace. Many on Zira still remembered the day the enemies came. The night was calm, but the peace was broken by the loud roar of warships. The enemy struck fast and cruel. They stormed the palace, capturing the princess. The queen fought with all of her power, but could not stop them. Since that day, the queen's heart was broken, and her spirit seemed to fade with every passing year. News of her sorrow spread across the galaxy. Some whispered that the queen had lost her power along with her daughter. Her enemies grew bolder, believing she was weak now. But those who truly knew her understood that the queen's sadness only hid her burning fire inside, a fire that waited for the right moment to shine again. For years, the galaxy remained quiet. The queen's people mourned with her, but never lost hope. They prayed that one day the lost princess would return. But as time passed, hope grew thinner like mist at dawn. The queen herself stopped speaking of her daughter, keeping her pain locked away deep inside. Then one cold night, as Zira's two moons hung low in the sky, something strange happened. A faint signal came from deep space. It was unlike anything anyone had seen before, a soft pulse of light and sound, repeating over and over again. The queen was the first to notice it. Her sharp eyes caught the strange flicker on the palace's ancient communication screen. She leaned forward, curious but cautious. No one knew where the signal came from. It was so quiet, so hidden, that many might have missed it completely. Her closest advisors gathered quickly. They tried to understand the signal, but the meeting was unclear. Some said it was a call for help. Others warned it could be a trap. The queen listened quietly, her heart pounding. Could it be her? Whispered one young guard, eyes wide with hope. Could our lost princess be sending this? The queen did not answer. She knew this signal might be the key to finding her daughter, but it could also bring danger. The enemies might be watching, waiting to strike again. Her mind raced with questions. Who sent this signal? Was it really from her daughter? Or was it something worse? Inside her chamber, the queen stood tall. Her long silver hair flowed like a river of stars behind her. The pain in her eyes was clear, but so was her strength. She was ready to face whatever was coming. We must prepare, she said in a calm, steady voice. This signal could change everything. If it is a call for help, we will answer it. If it is a trick, we will be ready. Her advisors nodded, feeling the power behind her words. The queen began to plan. She called her best spies and soldiers. Secret ships were readied for flight. The palace's war rooms lit up with urgent activity. Outside, the citizens of Zira looked up at the sky, unaware of the quiet storm brewing. For them, Life went on as usual. But in the shadows of the palace, hope and fear danced together. The queen's sorrow was not gone. It still weighed on her heart, but now it was mixed with a new feeling: hope. That night, the strange signal pulsed again, stronger this time, like a heartbeat in the dark. The queen watched, waiting for the next move. She did not know if this signal was a gift or a curse, but she was ready to find out. As the first light of Zira's dawn touched the crystal towers, the queen made a silent promise to herself and to her lost daughter. No matter what dangers waited, she would fight to bring her back. And somewhere in the vast whole galaxy, the signal kept calling. The palace was filled with quiet whispers. The queen's court watched the human closely. Captain Jake was different from anyone they had seen before. His calm eyes and steady voice made some curious, but others felt uneasy. One evening, in the queen's private war room, Jake revealed a secret. He showed a small device, glowing softly in his hand. It was unlike any technology Zira had ever seen. This device, he said, could change the balance of power in the galaxy. The queen leaned forward, her eyes sharp with interest. "What does it do?" she asked. Jake smiled slightly. "This device can hide entire ships from enemy sensors. It can make them invisible in space. If your enemies cannot see your ships, they cannot attack." The court gasped. Such power could be dangerous, but it could also save Zira. Some advisors spoke quickly, their voices full of fear. "This is risky. We do not know this human's true goal. What if it is a trap?" Others nodded in agreement. "Or what if this device backfires? It could destroy us all." The queen listened carefully. She knew the risks, but she also knew Zira needed every advantage to survive. She looked at her daughter, who stood quietly beside Jake. "Can we trust you, Captain?" the queen asked, her voice steady. Jake met her gaze. "You can. I came here to help. My people have faced enemies like yours. We want peace, but we are ready to fight if needed." Suddenly, alarms blared through the palace. The queen's spies had found movement near the outer gates. Enemy agents were sneaking close, watching the palace. Jake's device began to glow brighter. The queen stood, raising her hand for calm. "We have little time," she said. "Prepare our defenses, and Captain Jake, we will test your device soon." Outside, the enemy spies melted into the shadows, their eyes fixed on the glowing palace. The game had begun. Inside, the queen's heart raced. Could this human's secret save her people, or lead them to destruction? The palace buzzed with tension. The queen's court had been divided since the arrival of the human, Captain Jake. Some trusted him. Others feared he was a spy sent by their enemies. Whispers spread like wildfire. Rumors of betrayal filled the halls. No one knew who to trust anymore, not even the queen. One night, during a secret council meeting, a loud crash shattered the silence. Guards burst into the room, holding a captured traitor. It was one of the queen's closest advisors, a trusted friend who had been spying for the enemy all along. The court gasped. The queen's face hardened with pain and anger. How deep did the betrayal run? But worse news followed. Some claimed Captain Jake had secret meetings with the enemy, sharing Zira's secrets. The queen's daughter stood up, furious. "Jake is loyal. He helped me escape. You want to blame him because he is different." The queen raised her hand to quiet the chaos. "Enough," she said firmly. "We will not let fear divide us. We must find the truth." She ordered a secret investigation. Spies and soldiers searched the palace, looking for clues. Every shadow was watched. Every word was listened to. Meanwhile, the human ally stayed calm. Jake knew that proving his loyalty would not be easy. He spent hours helping the queen's guards prepare for the coming battle. He shared his knowledge of Earth's tactics and technology. Outside the palace, enemy forces gathered. They were ready to strike at any moment. Time was running out. Inside, the queen faced a painful choice. Could she trust Jake? Or was the betrayal closer than she thought? The palace lights flickered as the night grew darker. The queen's heart was heavy with doubt. The fate of Zira and her lost daughter hung on the fragile line between trust and betrayal. The sky over Zira darkened with enemy warships. They came like a storm, their engines roaring and weapons ready. The palace trembled as the first blasts hit the shields. The queen stood tall on the palace balcony, her silver hair flowing in the fierce wind. Her daughter stood beside her, brave and determined. Captain Jake checked the hidden device again. It was their last hope to protect Zira from destruction. The queen's soldiers lined up in the palace courtyard. They prepared for a battle they had waited for years to fight. The enemy wanted to break their spirit and take control of Zira forever. But the Queen's heart burned with fire. She would never give up. As the enemy ships closed in, Jake activated the device. A wave of shimmering light spread over Zira's fleet. One by one, the Queen's warships disappeared from enemy sensors. They were invisible now, hidden in the darkness of space. The enemy was confused. Their weapons fired blindly into empty space. The Queen's fleet attacked from all sides, striking with speed and surprise. The battle raged fiercely, stars exploding in flashes of light. But the enemy was strong. They had powerful weapons and many ships. The Queen's forces fought hard, but lost many brave warriors. In the heat of battle, the Queen's daughter led a squadron to protect the palace. She flew with courage and skill, her eyes fixed on victory. Suddenly, an enemy ship broke through the defenses and aimed directly at the palace. The Queen's heart stopped for a moment. If the palace fell, all would be lost. Jake moved quickly. Using his device, he made the enemy ship visible to the palace's sensors just in time. The guards fired powerful beams, destroying the ship before it could hit. The Queen smiled, her hope growing stronger. "We fight as one," she shouted. "For our home, for our future." The battle was far from over, but the Queen knew one thing. Together, they could win. The battle had slowed, but the danger was still near. The enemy retreated, but only to prepare a stronger attack. The Queen and her daughter gathered in the war room, tired but determined. Captain Jake stood before them, holding a small box. "There is one more thing," he said quietly, "something I have not told you." The Queen looked at him with sharp eyes. "What is it?" Jake opened the box slowly. Inside was a glowing crystal, bright and warm. "This is the power source for the device I brought, but it can do much more." The room fell silent. Jake explained, "This crystal can create a shield so strong, no weapon can break it. It can protect the entire planet if used correctly." The Queen's daughter reached out, touching the crystal carefully. "If we use this, we can end the war. But it comes with a risk," Jake warned. "The crystal draws energy from the planet itself. If used too much, it could harm Zira." The Queen weighed the choice. Protecting her people was everything. But what if the price was too high? The signal kept pulsing through space, guiding a small ship towards Zira. No one knew who was inside. The Queen watched the stars every night, hoping for a sign. Then, one evening, a ship appeared in the sky, quiet, small, but moving fast. The palace alarm sounded. The Queen's guards rushed to the sky gates. The unknown ship landed softly near the palace grounds. Everyone held their breath. Who was this visitor? The palace doors opened slowly. Out stepped a young woman, the Queen's daughter. But she was not alone. Beside her stood a human, a man from a distant world called Earth. His skin was pale, his eyes bright with determination. The people of Zira had never seen a human before. Whispers filled the air. Who is he? Why is he with the princess? The Queen's heart beat fast. She wanted to run to her daughter, but questions filled her mind. Why had she returned now? And who was this strange human? The daughter smiled weakly. "Mother," she said, her voice soft but strong. "I have been lost, but I am here now. And this human helped me escape." The human bowed slightly. "I am Captain Jake from Earth. I came to help your daughter and your people." The Queen studied him carefully. Humans were unknown to the galaxy, and many feared them. But there was something in Jake's eyes, a promise, a strength. The Queen's advisors were nervous. Some wanted to send Jake away at once. Others said to listen carefully. The Queen raised her hand to silence the room. "We will hear their story," she said, "but trust must be earned." The daughter spoke of dark enemies hiding in the galaxy's shadows, enemies stronger and crueler than anyone knew. They had taken her away to stop the Queen's power, but with Jake's help, she escaped. The Queen felt hope stir inside her chest. For the first time in years, her daughter was safe and help had arrived from the stars. But doubts lingered. Was Jake truly an ally? Could the Queen trust this human? And what dangers awaited now that her lost daughter had returned? The palace doors closed slowly behind them. The Queen prepared to face a new future with a human by her side.